dogs, free the dogs, free the dogs. Yeah, stay holding it down. Man, I've been from Toronto to Texas, that Texas to Toronto shit. Feel like King Tut done rolls on his esophagus. Now she climbing on top of it deep, and she got a lot of it. Working the pay will double. I'm cool, cause I'm about my profits.
Okay, BC Beast Mode. We in the trap, close range. Everybody make some noise.
Beast Mode!
BeastModeBattles.com, some shit like that. You know the drill. Rapper to my left, introduce yourself.
What up, Locust? Beast Mode, I'm back. It's fucking happy to be here. Make some noise.
And to my right,
Dysfunctional, Beast Mode, Moss Band Disciples. My sweater may say Coke everywhere, but his shirt actually says Coke everywhere.
Locust chose to go first. Everybody make some noise.
Beast Mode!
I chose to go first.
It's on Dysfunctional, let's go.
I thought you chose to go first.
No. So Locust, huh? Out here looking like if jack shit had kids. After each one of your battles.
Let's go.
That's fine. After each one of your battles, you need a nap quick, and the crowd needs an aspirin. In a comedy show, you said you were hit by 13 cars. Like, bitch, are you dumb? When you were younger, your mom told you, look both ways before you cross the street. So you picked the busiest one, did this, walked out, and got hit by a bus. I bet you were shit at Frogger. I bet you were shit at Frogger. You watched a girl cross the 403 the other week and didn't stop her. They told me I should be worried, like he was the top guy. Bro, you go outside and get 3-0'd by long drives and stop signs. They said I couldn't beat him. Don't worry, I got the hidden weapon. Intersections. But you're an OG. But I haven't seen anybody lose more than this guy. The amount of battles you won is shorter than the list of cars you've been hit by. You were given chance after chance all the time, and the way the host would support him, just to watch him under-deliver with a hopeless performance, all of his class was succeeding. Well, good old Locust was dormant. No wonder you got hit so much. Every time you saw a handout, you chose to ignore it. But think I can't do damage? You must not be listening well. I'm known to get it cracking like the Liberty Bell. I'm giving him hell. Coming back was a bad move. Doesn't matter how many homies you got, you dying with or without. You doing what? It's the movie Us. Years later, connecting with the family led to him killing himself. I've been on a mean streak. But still getting passed over. Maybe it's just like the staff hopes I plateau first. You gotta be the one I step over to have those perks. So if I'm be a front runner, you're getting stomped out like Astro World. But you've been around for a while. So to most, he's an actual legend. He got jokes, and the volume of his voice really grabs your attention. But it's been 10 years, and you haven't progressed, still out here battling freshmen. It's clear being loud doesn't coincide to your lack of projection. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say that this guy isn't loud, because he could get mad reaction and keep rapping, because his obnoxious ass would drown out everybody live in the crowd. But one punch will no doubt silence the clown. Locust, huh? Only right getting his wings clipped ought to quiet him down. Time.
Let's go. First on Locust.
I'm 21 and 11. That's pretty fucking good. Whatever. Let's go. Locust versus Dysfunctional. Who's gonna win? To me, it's obvious. I mean, seriously. Locust versus Dysfunctional. Who's gonna win? To me, it's obvious. I mean, right now it's the biggest battle in the whole entire continent. Facts. Nobody fucking. Oh man, I'm fucking slipping, aren't I?
Okay, run it back all the way.
Yo, Locust versus Dysfunctional. Who's gonna win? To me, it's obvious. Yo, fuck it, whatever. I heard you got your education up at Sheridan. Your IQ must be real big. That's some real shit. I was busy skipping school. I never felt like I needed it. Doing magic mushrooms in the park was my only field trip. Yeah, but I do have an education. Can you tell me what are these? They're 2 master degrees, and both of them are in slapping MCs. Now, visibly, I rap viciously. Raise it to the max. Visibly, I rap viciously. Raise it to the max. Well, watch me brew up something hot instantly. Yo, your West Side Story. This kid only acts like he's in the streets. So today, when he claims he grips the heat, disbelief. I'll make you eat any gun you claim you hold so you can find your inner peace. Now, why the fuck are you in my face here trying to disrespect me? I mean, you shouldn't be driving through my lane when you couldn't handle the merge correctly. And there was a dartboard in the background when you battled Merge. I wish that day you came dressed as a bullseye to work. Now, a dartboard, that's a foreshadowing symbol we'll explore from the start. Everything you were throwing that day was way off mark, your angles weren't sharp, and the whole time I was watching, through all of your parts, I was really bored and just wanted a dart. Now, KOTD made fun of this mark for smoking poppers. Tristan's not gonna front. He thinks they're awesome as fuck, but he doesn't call tobacco and weed in a bong poppers. To him, it's always water blunts. So you can catch old water blunts rifling through where your recycling is, looking for the perfect plastic bottle to make a popper bottle with. And when his friends call him up and they ask where he is, he plays it off cool, like, actually, I just got out of the bin. Bins, whatever. You want a title shot? I want you fucking hit with a tidal wave. If you get in my face, you can watch Dysfunctional disintegrate into a distant haze. You forget everything when you rap. It's like this is brain just disengaged. I mean, you dress different every battle. What next? Should we go through a disco phase? Seriously, one body check, your back and legs disassociated. Get your spinal disc dislocated so Diz can't locate it because his vertebrae's like 30 towns away. Now I'm the Caesar Milan of battles. Watch me educate this bitch. I'm fucking shit in the gym you cannot lift. I'm a heavyweight in this. So no matter how much you scream and wish this was a dream, right now I'm Bender's sorry player scheme because I'm a devastating diss. Now, you make fun of all your opponents for being white. You better not try that here tonight, because if you did your research right, you'll know I'm actually fairly white. So white, I'll treat your face like a credit card, give it a swipe and disappear in front of your eyes like a polar bear on a snowy night. All to go and get 12 bowling strikes for a perfect score on bowling night after smoking bowls all night, because white people, we bowl all night. Now thinking about skin color must keep you up at night. Face it, your skin tone's broken collarbones. You just can't embrace it. If you gave him a plate of fish, cauliflower, and rice, he wouldn't taste it. He'd be like, no, the plate's so white if I ate it, it would make me a racist. When it comes to land masses, Antarctica is far from his favorite. He fucking hates it. In fact, watching glaciers melt on YouTube is how his time is wasted. I mean, you run around calling everybody a bigot, but behind closed doors you're different. Stop lying, admit it. You and your boys cried tears of joy when you witnessed Kyle Rittenhouse get acquitted. Jumping up and down in your pink onesies like, long live white privilege! Time.
Alright, man.
Well then!
Yo, make some noise, man.
You do stand-up, bro? I'm curious how you did that. Must be hard to not instinctively spin around in your act. Instead, you'll tell a joke, and the crowd will react, but it lasts just a bit too long. And he yells, hold it down in the back! Gets on stage and it's silence. Agent's like, what the fuck is happening tonight? He's like, I'm waiting for Organic to say rapper to my right. Battle rapping comedian though. Must be really tough, huh? Audience leaving reviews like, why did he keep talking about how big his gun was? But you're a conspiracy theorist, huh? You should say the way this guy handles it. We're both good at getting a laugh, so we were destined to clash like Princess Diana's whip. He hates anything.
Let's go.
He hates anything to do with secrets. You could say the guy is obsessed. Almost canceled this battle when he heard it was a private event. But he'll run amok if something's up. Has a bunch of shitty tattoos because he doesn't trust cover-ups. He's disgusted by secret handshakes. When he sees the handshake, you can see his hand shake. You posted publicly that COVID stood for Certification of Vaccine Identification. Bro, you got a hell of a mind. But I've been watching your past battles. You were on a steady decline. L after L, you were never the guy. Wait, I got it. Locust must stand for loses on KOTD, usually several times. But you battled Tricky P, Sharon, Step Easy, couple Canadian goats. Somehow they got looks. Traveled every place that they were able to go, while you just stayed in your home. So that conspiracy theorist state that you claim in your post, most might label a joke. But a flat earth starts to make sense when your best can never relate to the globe. Now I'm not saying you're crazy or a full write-off, but I also don't think arguing with Bartone and Facebook comments should be your full-time job. When it comes to the total package, you ain't even remotely close to the lane I'm in. Yeah, you can control a room, but everything else you can't make it click. You look like Adam Sandler if he was a baggage handler. His friends think he's actually Chandler. You are either an avid camper or a cattle rancher. Looking like Alex Jones if he combated cancer. But that's 2 rounds, basically all jokes. I know Joey's disappointed, but wait for round 3, where I do exactly the same thing. Time.
Make some noise!
Yo, They said, for me, they said, Locust, if you want to win this battle, you're going to have to joke less.
I did say that.
Okay, here we go, no stress. Your girlfriend's a lot lizard with no chest who's into gross sex. She's had more truckers inside her than Ottawa during the vaccine protests. He'd get all defensive, like she never had a train on her, and the truth is I believe him. I'd call it more like an entire convoy of freedom. Now listen up, this next round's gonna be like the drugs you used to get all the time. You'd have to absolutely be out of your mind to be missing a line. Now, if you had a device like Rick and Morty for skipping through dimensions, I'm betting in every one you would probably need an intervention. You smoked crack for what, 10 years? That's some devastating shit. You switched from what, rock to hip hop like your taste in music switched. So let me speak to Tristan in a language that he gets. I'm not talking about Gangstar's full clip when I say Dysfunctional's been through a decade of hits.
Yo, that's good.
And now you're online posting shit like your past don't exist. Fucking always, you should check his Facebook out, it's fucking dead. Honestly, it's like, oh, I got something dope. I got something dope coming your way. I got something dope. I look back a month later, is there anything dope? No. It's rather revealing. You talk about dope shit you're never releasing. Here's some advice. Don't get back into drug dealing. Seriously, if you got something dope, why would you keep it on the shelf? I guess ex-junkies can't help but keep dope to themselves. Now, and you're always bringing up Sean Sirianni like something dope for me and Sean, for me and Sean. He runs a creative Imbalance. So correct me if I'm wrong, he doesn't mention you at all, so creatively it's like he's the one you're leaning on. And I don't want to be mean, dude, but it seems true. There's definitely a creative imbalance between you. And I really hope you don't go back to dope and OD. If you had a funeral, I would go. Most of BeastMode shows. Fucking Joey's there in his red coat. Sean's doing the eulogy, frogs in his throat, like he was just a good guy who wanted to put out something dope. I know the words that will be written across his kid's headstone. Tristan Williams, the only guy alive who put every girl he's ever known into the friend zone. Like, you could be on a date with a chick, she's pulling her dress low, like, you want some head, bro? You'd be like, heck no, the only hit I want is for you to safely head home. Let's go. I actually know a girl who tried to fuck this dude. He threw her off and like, back off, don't push me. I don't like ladies' vaginas, they're all wet and gushy. I mean, you're not fresh or a prince, but you remind me of Will Smith because you vomit every time you think of smelling a pussy. And look, when it comes to jokes, mine are better, yours are inferior. Like here's one, your girlfriend's the biggest slut in Canada. If not the greater interior, she swallowed more semen than the waves of Lake Superior. There was Barney, Harold, Donnie, Carol, Johnny, Beryl, hell, she even took down the Edmund Fitzgerald. Beryl's a new name. No, I'm just kidding. I actually think what your girlfriend does sex-wise is pretty reckless. I heard she got gangbanged by some Japanese sailors and American pilots. It got pretty hectic. He didn't mind. He's so woke, he was happy it was ethnic. Afterwards, it looked like a horrible wreckage. They all splooged to her necklace. You know what they called it? A Pearl Harbor necklace. And that's unoffensive. It's a historical reference. Now listen, I admit it, when it comes to battles, you are pretty talented. But when it comes to getting chicks, that's his biggest challenger. You couldn't get a date with chicks if you owned a hen house and a calendar. That's because you have the personality of a mindless, dickless blogger. I asked Tristan if he was from Mississauga. He's like, actually, bro, the correct term's Mississauga. The city's not married now, let's be proper. I bet you find everything offensive, dude. The movies Jumanji and Jumanji 2, he wouldn't watch them because he thought it was insulting to Jews. James Bond, 007, he didn't check it. He's like, no, that's mean to 1, 2, 3 and all the other numbers never mentioned. If you give him a topic, he'll talk about how it's toxic and talk about that topic in a sentence. Like, okay, I went for a walk and tore my hamstring. Hamstring? That's offensive to thighs. I went to a bakery for a cake. Cake? That's offensive to pies. I once knew this dude. Dude, that's offensive to guys. You look like you shop at Byway. That's offensive to buys. I mean, you pretend to be woke but have never spoke a word that's authentic or wise. Fuck your fake flows. You're more like Bezos. One blast I have him sent to the skies. Let's go.
Hey! Make some fucking noise! Let's go, man.
They told me I should be worried, because with the freestyles, Locust is gifted. See, it's cool that you can freestyle, then just go into writtens. The problem is, when we're watching it, we can't notice the difference. There's a difference between me and you, though. So I hope you came for a fight. Yeah, we both joke. But in the new era, you have to be able to write. Don't believe me? Watch how the pieces form to a death sentence like a Ouija board. You're gonna find out the hard way. This is Shark. Watch how the pieces form to a death sentence like a Ouija board. You're gonna find out the hard way. This is Shark Tank. I'm selling y'all on some shit you never seen before. Every time he shows up, goes nuts. Only one reason for that. Coke bumps. He out here doing blow on the low like gold dust, but they got me Locust. Told him Diz one of the new guys. Thought he would have demanded double, but he accepted on the spot. I'm like, damn, he's humble. But Locust known for destroying growth, so you can watch his plans get crumbled. Try to feed off the new crop just to boost stock, but famine trouble.
Wow.
Let's go.
Let's go.
But you ain't been the same as your KOTD days. It's clear something changed. Why the name Locust though? It's cause you bugging, eh? No, it's cause you doing damage was just a phase, so pump the brakes. Yeah. It's cause you doing damage was just a phase, so pump the brakes. They thought for me this would be a drastic move up in weight, and nah, steep, but still a fair plate like funnel cake. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
Let's go.
But still a fair plate like funnel cake. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You left and thought this league would go up in flames, but fuck your name, it's the Brooklyn Nets. If anything, we gained more talent by cutting James. You told Dooms on the periodic table, on the element of surprise. Bro, to be honest, you're different. And by different, I mean what your parents used to tell strangers to mask how retarded their kid is. He'd say some shit like, coal in your stocking for Christmas. I am awfully gifted. But you've been gone for 2 years. We almost forgot your existence. 2020, disappeared. Guess there's something wrong with the vision, because this L was in plain sight like optometrist visits. They invested in you. They invested in you, but now you looking poverty-stricken. The paper been fucked up? Well, I can offer revisions. When it comes to drugs, he's got all of them with him. The amount he copped his stupid son like Officer Wiggum. Yeah.
That's hard.
What else?
But Locust! A while ago I called out homeschool, now they got me homeless. You look like a substitute science teacher. But if you were, wouldn't take long until Buddy fired. First class, like, all right, kids, never trust the science. They're a bunch of liars. But I get it. He's a friend. But in order to usher in the new era, I gotta get James smoked. Gotta destroy a bridge to get past the boat like Jeff Bezos. This ain't the same beast mode you're used to. Back then, Skinny Doom was cooking. Nowadays, if even your opponent's subpar, they fucking lose the footage. This is a new era, new venue, and the roster's doper. And we're working with KOTD on some sort of cross promoter, and the wildest change of all, Boss Man's sober.
Hey, how you doing? Shout outs to me, Sean Biriani.
Was sober.
Hey, final round of the battle. Time on Locust. Everybody make some noise. Get hyped for this one.
BeastMode.
All right. Listen up, Tristan. This is your assignment. I want your attention like the homework you never did back in the day, undivided. I mean, battling me right now could change your whole alignment like the Earth's axis after it collided with the comets that kick-started the Younger Dryas. You can't even rap like that. Don't even try it. You went out west and lost to Barjay. Time. No, seriously, you made fun of him for being a conspiracy theorist, and I'm not going to have none of it. Tell me right now, why are you so fucking trustworthy of the government? Is it because the same businesses funding it are making money regardless of who's running shit? Fucking manipulate weapons from weather, put us in front of it, they hidden knowledge of the alien motherships, GMOs, pharmaceuticals, tobacco, they make us numb from it? Does any of that sound fishy to you at all? You're dumb as shit! I mean, seriously, the government does not like me and you, Tristan, and it's time we expose them. I mean, you'd be like, well, they gave me welfare and that helped. I'm not joking. Yeah, but get this. They only created welfare to stop us from revolt and realized we wouldn't rise if they kept lowering the bottom of the totem. And I bet if I asked you what happened in the world during COVID, you'd say absolutely nothing. I'd be like, what about the Panama Papers showcasing widespread financial disruption? What about the RCMP arresting natives for pipeline construction? What about Trudeau giving $100 million to one house for protective mass production? I mean, the media's used COVID as a distraction to hide widespread corruption, and that's something we need to pay attention to. Not you, but a real life dysfunction. I mean, seriously. I bet these fucking, that's fucking fire, guys. Now, honestly, these COVID restrictions are something you're wishing we all live under. I bet when you read the book 1984, this sucker cheered for Big Brother. I mean, you fucking walk the block now like the media has instilled so much fear in me that I cheerfully live life just cheering on the tyranny. I bet you love getting vaccinated. You do it a lot. You and your buddies meet up before the pharmacy and get sloshed. You sit down in the chair, roll your sleeves up like Moss Band, ready to rock, asking a lady at the cashier to put on the song Shot. Honestly, buddy, you're a vaccine elitist. Walking around like AstraZeneca, Moderna, I don't need it. I already became a genius when I got the real vaccine directly from Bill Gates' penis on an island with Epstein and a bunch of elitists. Whatever, though. Now listen, my sex life is like the vaccine. It's true, folks. I've had lineups outside of my house for only a few pokes, and the side effects are a few strokes. But now listen, I heard your girl cheated on you. You weren't the one that she wanted. She got banged by 2 dudes at the same time, and I think it's a problem. If you ask her, she'll lie like I never cheated on him. I thought I was receiving my double dose of Johnson & Johnson. Now, I'm a dad now. I'm not a gangster. I don't use a Glock, but my neighbor's a hunter. And if you come by uninvited, I'll make sure he leaves his ammo box unlocked, and I'll have my kid snipe you from her high chair. That's a real booster shot. Now fucking what up? This is Locust 3.0 Art of War Edition. If you think you got a bright idea, remember, I'm an electrician who's skilled in demolition, so watch as I rip apart the all-spark of your existence. Capitalism is the real serial killer that we live with, so if a clown from the sewer don't spend his pennies wise, he's gotta live with it. Now listen, I'm a dad. I don't get laid as much as I do, and I admit it. But you know what? I bet you paid a bargain for your mistress, and that starving hoe gets fisted more than the air where activists are protesting politicians. If you can't see that I'm the sickest, you better get some glasses fitted so you can better understand all the geometry and physics. When I put this round inside the square's head, it starts bombarding him with visions. Like he's ayahuasca sipping, sitting at a fire tripping, as the Quetzalcoatl visits, twitching, as his whole reality shifted. And the first time you witness real existence is when the lid covering your third eye is finally lifted. You come up and I like, what happened? What is this? I feel a bit different. There's a lot of Locust battles I need to go back and revisit. That cat is the sickest. Now, you are suffering a sickness. Here are the symptoms. You have the memory of an Alzheimer victim. You think you've won every battle from the very beginning. Mandela effect. No one who's watched him remembers you winning. Locust, it's the end. You're dead and I'm grinning. Fucking what's happening?
That's a battle! Everybody make some noise!
Beast Mode!
Free the dogs, yeah, stay holding it down. Man, I've been from Toronto to Texas, that Texas to Toronto shit. Feel like King Tut done, rolls on his esophagus. Now she climbing on top of it deep, and she got a lot of it. Working the pay will double, I'm cool, cause I'm about my profits.